Before we begin, and actually, Mark, if you can step over, and Megan, can any of you guys share a little more about which are the challenges that you guys are having scaling or building a design culture in your companies? I would love to hear from you guys. Leslie.
I'd say that we have reached a level of design maturity where the methodologies of design thinking are part and parcel of how the company works. Check, that's phenomenal. What we are struggling to do now is two things, which is to make sure that that democratization of design doesn't mean the elimination of excellence of design craft, which I think there is always a balance to strike between inclusiveness of design thinking and spreading those methodologies and also advocating at the same time for the depth of design. Adjacently, we're embarking on becoming a global design org. And so we are having to grapple with how to emerge to digital tools and rely upon methods that worked really well in the space of a project room with Post-it notes and foam core, but are very hard to actually enact remotely.
Thank you very much. So again, we have Mark and Megan take note and using Mural to, and we'll share this with you guys later. Anyone else? Any brave one? If not, I'll pick on people. And Sam, I'm sorry.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Yen from SAP. And I don't know, I think for us, it's working at a multinational company. It's the fact that there are existing cultures that exist today. And being in part of a very technology-dominated culture in general and trying to overcome 40 years of success in that industry and realizing that we do need to change our culture to go in this type of direction. But trying to do this in an environment where you are kind of the market leader.
I'd want to actually reinforce what Sam just said, all of what Sam said. But in addition, access to customers is something that's very challenging. The sales organization tends to have a very defensive position around them. And certainly in my case, so up until a week ago, I was Director of Innovation at Ericsson. And access to customers was a perennial problem. And the fact that it's a global organization, so working with teams across different countries, different cultures is very challenging.
I'm Dave Schell at Pearson Education. So for those who don't know Pearson, world's largest educational company that's really trying to change not only to a creative culture, but to a digital culture, which is traditional publishing. So I could kind of riddle off a whole lot of things, but I guess one is that we're quickly moving towards a global product or a global design and product group first, without the actual maturity of the design within the company. So it's kind of like we're putting that foot first before the other. The other angle is that we have very, very strong publishing roots. So very traditional print background, print business models, all that stuff as well too. So really switching to digital-minded business is, I think, one of the biggest things as well.
So global is definitely a pattern. You guys have the challenge of having to speak with people in different languages and like the energy level when you're separated, it's not the same as we are close together, right? So we will keep asking you these questions and populating this mural here. We picked some of ourselves, and we'll do a affinity mapping session later with Mark, who used to be at Autodesk, also with a lot of global teams. So the three things that I want to complement what Diego shared is why did we choose IDEO, right? Of course, it's like the brand was going to be amazing, but we wanted to immerse ourselves in their culture. We wanted to learn from them and get them into our DNA, of course. We got amazing product feedback, simplify, 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 and keep on simplifying. And they helped us a lot. Also, hands-on prototyping, right? Like we had designers working for us. Niffler, for example, over there. Thank you, Chris. He was really kind of, and basically treating us as one of their own, right? One of the projects that they were working on. So, but the most revealing part, I'd say, is that we came here also saying, hey, we want to have IDEO as a customer. So like, of course. And what we realized is that they would be amazing customers, but they did not have this global problem because they are mostly co-located. The studio structure is not as complicated to collaborate daily as you guys in the enterprise have. So they were kind enough to introduce us to Intuit, IBM, Steelcase, Stanford, Autodesk actually. And we researched and we also started a pilot, which I can say happily that all of these companies are customers of ours because we basically focus on solving the problems, right? And support you guys in the digital design transformation that you're heading. Really sorry about this. But again, one of these clients, or two of these clients are here today, and transforming a company is hard, and transforming one of the largest companies is hardest. 380,000 employees all over the world. Literally, I can see the map of our users, IBM users in Mural. Like I said, it's all over the world, places that I didn't know before. And Tim Brown introduced me to Phil Gilbert. And when I met Phil, I understood that he was on a mission and he was all into that mission. He understood that he needed great people. He was hiring best from great locations. He was also recruiting the best from the best colleges. He also embraced the fact that if he wanted to go all the way, he needed to standardize process in order to train thousands of people. And relevant to us, they needed to embrace virtual studios. He knew that there was no way other. He embraced the fact that in order for people to drink the Kool-Aid, they needed to be together. They needed to experience what we experience here at IDEO or something similar. But then later they needed to take it digital. If not, they would not be able to practice what they learned. So again, we have 17,000 IBMers using the software every month right now. And we're proud to say that we are we comply with all the security standards. So thank you, Vina and Michael Eichenbauer and Scott, for helping us in this quest.